to the house, the one they talking about, word of mouth. The boxing playhouse, without a doubt. All the latest and greatest boxing news, that's what it's all about.
What's up? This is Sakura A and Emilio Santana, and you are watching After Dark series, and that's Boxing Playhouse style. So tonight we got lots of hot topics. We got some exciting guests coming your way, but we're gonna go ahead and hop right into these hot topics and talk about Errol Spence and oh, yes, the letdown of the year, probably as far as boxing is concerned. We will not have Pacquiao versus Spence right now. Possibly ever. So, Ugas will be basically replacing Spence in this bout. I mean, how disappointed are you that this happened?
I'm so upset I don't know what to do. Man, I was looking forward to this fight. You know, just letdown after letdown, you know, all these postponements and cancellations. I was really looking forward to, you know, seeing this fight, you know. And, my best wishes to Errol Spence. I hope he has a speedy recovery. But, you know, in boxing, you never know. You know, this opportunity might not come around again. So, you know, only time will tell. You know, hope Errol Spence a speedy recovery. And, you know, Ugas is a tough dude, man. He can upset the wild card and pull an upset. So, you know, you never know. You know, I give him credit to my Cuban countryman, Ugas. So, hey, I'm still going to tune in. I'm disappointed. I wanted to see the truth against, you know, the Pac-Man. But, hey, you know, things happen.
Hey, what can I say on this one? But, damn it, man. I mean, like I said on Twitter, why are they playing with my emotions like this? I mean, this is just not right. Yeah. I mean, I am glad that they were able to catch this particular issue that Errol was having with his eye before he actually got into a major fight with Manny Pacquiao. You know, the Filipino sensation is no one that you want to be in the ring with. And he's shooting angles and, you know, and punching all types of directions at you. That's not the person you want to be in the ring with, you know, a detached retina. We're hoping for a speedy recovery for Spence as well. He did go through the surgery, so we'll just have to pray for the best and hope that it's not like, you know, a serious end of having an eye retina issue. But with that being said, we do have Pacquiao versus Ugas. Some people are saying this fight isn't going to be worth seeing. I think they're just let down by the fact that they won't be seeing Spence in there. However, you got a WBA super that gave up his title, which is Pac-Man, and Ugas received this, you know, regular championship title, I guess, or is he considered super? However it goes, they have it where Pacquiao is coming in as the underdog in this, well, the B-side, basically, because the world championship is, you know, champion is Ugas.
Right.
So, with that being said, do you feel like this is still going to be a fight that you don't want to miss?
I still want to see this fight. You know, I think the price tag of the fight, the pay-per-view should come down, you know, because the quality of opposition came down. So the price should definitely come down. I'm still going to tune in. You know, Ugas is a tough dude. And like I said, he could pull an upset in this fight right here. He can offset the wild card and throw a wrench in the game. So you never know in the sport of boxing. You know, Pacquiao's getting older and older.
Yeah.
And like I say, the truth, you know, it's an unfortunate situation. He, you know, this eye injury. It's a lot of speculation. Did it happen in sparring or did it happen a couple years ago in a car accident? There's a lot of speculation going around. So I hope, you know, Errol Spence, you know, can get another opportunity. He was waiting, you know, a long time after he beat Mikey Garcia. He was looking forward to fighting Pac-Man. So
yeah,
hopefully, you know, the stars align up in this situation to come back around. And we could see that. If not, maybe we could see him in Crawford sometime end of the year, early next year. So we'll see.
okay. I mean, I can dig that. I understand what you're saying. My only thing, I mean, I'm not so sure that I could place a Spence super far ahead of Ugas as far as rankings is concerned. You know, basically Errol did have unified titles, but two of them,
Right.
whereas Ugas has the one with the WBA, but not, I mean, that's the only difference I see in those two opponents right now. I do think that Errol did get stiffer competition with Sean Porter than Sean Porter gave Ugas. So it's hard for us to compare using Porter as a, you know, a gauge,
Right.
because it was two different Porters in those two fights. But if you go with who was the stiffer competition, I would say Errol got the stiffer competition of Porter than Ugas did. And then, you know, of course, we never got to see Pacquiao with the Porter because he didn't even want him in his training camp, apparently.
Kicked him out
get
early.
him out early just from being a sparring partner. So that was kind of like the one person in the welterweight division in the top 5 that I did not think that Pacquiao would choose to fight. And I mean, I guess the only difference other than that with Spence would be that Spence does have a bigger name. And that does warrant a little bit more authority when it comes to pricing a fight. But I do think that this is still a very competitive fight. And for those of you that want to sleep on Ugas, I think you're making a huge mistake, because he also knows that this is like the biggest fight of his career. And it might be the biggest fight of his career at this point. You know, other fights that he's had in the past have not come to this level, and nobody was calling out Ugas prior to this fight. He just happens to be that old saying. I think about my grandmother when she was like, you know, what God has for you is for you. Because people didn't want to fight Ugas. They wouldn't bring him up in the conversation. They say he's a boring fighter to watch. All these different things. He was never going to get a Pacquiao fight. But guess what? What God had for him, it was for him. So now he has to live up to that moment and be able to seize on that favor that he's been granted. Not trying to get too religious around you guys, but, you know, I'm just saying it fit the occasion, because he was never going to get, in my opinion, he was never going to get a Pacquiao fight. Had this not happened, as well as his opponent, Maidana, not being having an eye injury as well with a cut. So the stars aligned up for him.
Definitely, Ugas hit that Pacquiao sweepstake or lotto, if you will. It kind of reminded me of the card last week with Luis Collazo, how the main event, you know, a lot of fights were getting canceled, and then the main event ended up matched up with the co-main event. So this is kind of the same thing with Pacquiao. He fighting his co-main event, which was Ugas. And like I say, Maidana, the guy Maidana, he got injured and had to pull out, and so Ugas was right there. That's when you call being at the right place at the right time, man. Because he, you know, I'm so happy for my man Ugas.
I see.
Yeah,
I mean,
you know,
wow.
Because, you know, he wasn't in the equation at all. So to get this fight here is a good look for him. And like I said, the man can definitely pull an upset. So we'll have to see what happens August 21st. August
21st. But, I mean, listen, if he want to really pull something out, he need to pull out them tricks to make his ass not seem boring. Because if he has all the eyes of somebody like Pacquiao's fans, you know, they could be converted and be his fans as well. I mean, I remember when we were in the building for Thurman's fight with Pac, and at the beginning, you know, it's all these boos for Thurman and everything, but by the end of the fight, he had gained their respect. And they totally would support him again, I'm sure, if they see him in another fight coming up soon, because he was introduced to a global stage when it came to fighting Pacquiao. And that's what you get when you fight, you know, somebody that's a real world champion, as Pacquiao is.
I think we're going to see a different Ugas. I think Ugas realized this is his spotlight. This is his time to shine. He can become a major star, a household name. You know, if he come in and perform well and pull off the upset, you know, this is his time. You know, so I think we're gonna see a better Ugas, Ugas that's gonna be exciting that night, trying to win this fight. You know, because this is gonna be a game changer right here.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm happy that that's the case. I really am. I'm super stoked for that. But you know, I got to get down to business because you know I'm upset about a little something that happened last weekend on that effed up card. I mean, we had this Fox versus Maestra catastrophe. These judges not judging stuff the way that they should be judging things, trying to give a WBA title to someone that did not warrant that. And then on top of that, I felt like the fight should have never even happened. As soon as they found that damn glove was skinned the way that it was, I mean, just caught red-handed before the fight even started. Kudos to that referee, by the way, who caught that tape was taped too far up his hand. And, you know, when you have something like that, it's like the WBA wouldn't even had to have done or dealt with any of the BS that they're having to deal with now. But for the fact that they tried to hand this Venezuelan this title, knowing that, A, he had just cheated. B, he was never, I mean, what is somebody with 3 fight wins, 3-0, having a chance to fight for a title for in the first place? And yes, and then we get to this lady, which I'm not even gonna say this judge's name because I will not give her that kind of respect. But I mean, when you see some of the stuff she's posted on, you know, other things, racist comments about the First Lady Michelle Obama, other comments about killing, you know, a black activist. I mean, what the hell is going on? And the WBA sits there and says, "Oh, we're gonna suspend her?" Hell no. What you need to do is fire her straight out. She needs to be fired with a DDD on the end of that. I don't want to hear no suspension. What was the actual terms? I'm sorry. The beautiful Dahlia Duran, she had just sent me that article and I just read it, but it was something like suspended indefinitely, which basically is the equation of she's suspending it till y'all forget about it and move on, because that's what boxing fans do. But nah, I'ma not need and will not accept anything but a firing, or better yet, she should just resign. Why would you want to take an entire organization down with you, lady? Like, just go ahead and send in your letter and be like, I'm not going to be able to do this. You know, make it real cutesy. Because obviously you like to write. Because you like to write BS on people, racist BS on people's posts. So I'm sure you have a little bit of literacy enough to, you know, write your resignation letter. Go ahead and resign and save that organization. Me coming after them every damn week until your ass is gone. There you go.
Is that it?
Well, you know, I could go on. You know I could. But I'm just up to here with the shenanigans of, like, how blatant do you got to be before your ass just gets straight up fired? Like, you know, I couldn't do it. Debbie done had, I would have been fired and they would have tried to figure out a way to sue me civilly. Terrible. I mean, would you be able to do it on your job?
No, couldn't.
How are you going to be biased? I mean, how are you going to be impartial as a judge and you have these thoughts in your head about people of a certain, you know, complexion? Hell no, I'm not standing for this.
Yeah, that's another black eye in the sport of boxing, man. Terrible, terrible decision. Even a knockdown and you still get this other guy the decision. You know, it was just, you know, I hate to see that, you know, the young man, you know, it's just a terrible look, you know. Boxing, we don't need that. And then, you know, from time to time, and it seems like a lot lately, we've been getting these terrible decisions.
Bogus decisions.
And I hate when people start comparing us to the WWE and all this crap, man, because, you know, it's terrible.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want that. We don't want that look in boxing.
No.
All this predetermined wins and all that crap like wrestling. So, it's a bad look, man. I hope they could, they need to enforce some stronger, you know, rules.
Resign, lady,
Yeah.
resign. Resign
Yeah.
or get your ass canned. I don't care who your husband
She
is.
definitely don't need to be judging no more championship
Listen,
fights.
I'm not done. I almost forgot. What? She lives in Florida. She probably is certified by the boxing commission here in Florida.
I'm for her to be here. Dang, I don't want her to be here.
Oh my God. Listen.
We definitely won't be using her.
If she's certified, then it's like this. If she's certified by the Florida Boxing Commission, they need to revoke that shit too. Revoke that license as well. She don't deserve no license from any boxing.
Yeah.
Any diverse, culturally diverse sport such as ours is. I don't know how you even justify it.
We gotta make sure my man Tito and Joey and Link the King, make sure y'all don't hire this woman right here, man. We don't need her.
Oh, well, she's over at PH. She is done when it comes to PBC. Hello.
She might be looking for some local work after they done with her ass.
Well, I know some boxing promoters around here that are, they are also diverse in cultures.
She gonna be on a local
they're not
level.
Gonna want her to be on their card either.
She gonna be on a little smaller level after they done with her. If they do the right thing.
I need every boxer to know this chick name. I will not say her name, but as soon as you hear she's a judge on a card that you are participating in,
you better knock your dude out.
Boxer. No, you better tell your promoter you will not fight unless that chick is not on this card. I'm serious.
And if she judging your fight, you better knock your opponent out.
How about you better not even sign that agreement, because that would be so wrong. All right, so I'm ready to move on. I got my bash for the night on that one. And, basically, I did have some other things that we needed to talk about. But I'm going to go ahead and introduce our guest because he's been waiting for us because we started a little late. I mean, let's go ahead and just get Reggie Barnett Jr. on here with us tonight from the Bare Knuckles Fighting Champions.
Easy.
Franchise.
Easy E.
Yes.
No, it's not Easy E.
It's not?
It's not Easy E. No, it's just read it again. Read it again. Why does everybody, sorry, I don't mean to come at you like, read it. It says ease.
My bad, Reggie.
Hey, it sound like, listen, Reggie, you sound like you in my kind of mood tonight where, stuff. I mean, you starting to get hangry? Trying to get to this bantamweight or what?
I'm going in. No, I ain't hungry at all. My weight is great. Look, I'm drinking I got me a big gulp.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Reggie got his drink.
I'm enjoying life.
Awesome. Listen, congratulations, man.
I
know you haven't won yet, but you are a fucking main event for Bare Knuckles Fighting Champions, and it's this rematch that you have been asking for a minute now against Johnny Bedford. So, tell us how you feel.
Well, no. I didn't ask for the rematch at all. I didn't ask for anything at all. It was presented before me for a reason. Nothing is what I asked for. I just worked hard for what I earned. Right. Johnny was given, a spot to fight for the title he just lost. I lost and I had to fight and beat 3 people, a world champion, to get a shot at 135 pounds of primacy. I was gifted and I asked for nothing. I earned everything that is put in front of me.
Absolutely. We know you have worked very hard to do this. Now, the thing is, there was a situation where you were supposed to be fighting Dat Nugent for this particular belt. He has left the franchise, obviously. So, do you feel it would be easier or harder fighting Johnny Bedford?
Easier or harder fighting Johnny? I mean, there are no easy fights against Johnny Bedford. He's tough. It's going to be a war, but we all know that Reggie's always ready for a war. Are you talking about comparing to that other person? That other person doesn't even matter, Sakura. he's absolutely irrelevant. I don't even want to discuss him. Real talk. He holds no weight, no value, no. I'm not even gonna curse because I've been instructed by my manager not to. Uh, but he doesn't matter, and I don't even want to discuss him. I didn't have to punch him in his mouth for the things that he said
Ooh.
to prove my point. He did it himself, plain and simple. And so, and again, I truly believe that everything happens according to God's will, and that fight was not meant for me, and that's why it didn't happen. No matter, and it was so circumvented because there's a different mission and a different purpose behind what I'm doing, and it needed to be put out of the way. I didn't need to lay hands on him. He made his own bed, and he will lay in it, and he will answer for the things that he said in his time. And that's really all I got to say about that part of it.
I know. All I gotta say is it was a punk ass move. But go ahead with what you gonna answer. That's all I got to say about him. That's all. And I like the dude beforehand. So
Reggie, at the last bare knuckle event right here in Tampa, is it true, man? You almost got into a fight with the Big Show over some seats?
No, man. All right, come on. We're gonna clear the air. First of all, I didn't almost get in a fight with the Big Show. I have the utmost respect, and anybody who truly knows me knows that I am a diehard Big Show fan. Back in the day when I was a kid, when I used to watch WWE, I had one of those little middle life-size Big Show dolls, and I used to, my brother had a Sting one, I think, or whatever. I have always been a fan of his. It wasn't the Big Show that I got into an altercation with. It was another gentleman that I guess was in his entourage and a lady that was in his entourage. If we're 100% real about what happened, we, the fighters, we did take over the table. I'm not going to lie. The people who were sitting there, they stayed, they watched the fight, and they got up and left, right? So the table sat open for like a good 40 minutes. So we're a group of friends. We're a clique. So we just started pulling other fighters and fans out of the stands. We were like, yo, come down here and sit at the table with us, I'm the people's champ. I love having the fans around me. I love spending time with them. So that's what we did. And then a gentleman comes up, and a group of people and a gentleman and a lady come up, and the first thing he says is, yo, you're sitting in our seats. You need to move. And I looked at him, and it wasn't even a matter of what he said. It was how he said it, the aggression and the tone in his voice. And I was like, oh, all right, hold up, bro. He's like, no, get up now. And I'm like, yo, wait, hold on, bro. And so I stood up, and the lady, she elbowed me in my face.
What?
Anybody who was there who saw it, she straight up elbowed me in my face. So I was like, hold on. And so I didn't like shove her or anything, but I pushed her to get my personal space back, and he bucked at me. And when he bucked at me, it was a wrap. I went into that mode. I'm like, yo, bro, do you know who you talking to? Have you lost your mind? And he's like, I'll F you up, da 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 da. And I was like, come on, bro. And I grabbed my belt off the table, and I was like, man, I will beat you with this belt like you are a little kid, man. I won't even use my hands on you. And I said it in one of my posts, I'm grateful. Shout out to my sponsors at Damnedware and my homies that were with me from Miami, B and Warren, because they grabbed me and they were like, yo, calm down. And the dude was like, what? You ain't gonna do nothing? And I'm like, yeah. And then somebody yelled, yo, Easy's about to fight. And then as soon as somebody yelled that, all you see is people start pulling up their phones. The phones start coming out. And like I said, I love Warren to death. He's one of those people who truly believe in the journey and in the purpose of what we're doing, because he grabbed me and he's like, nah, come on, bro, let's get out of here. And so we walked to the other side of the venue. He let me vent for a second. I'm like, I can't believe dude came at me like that. Like, it wasn't even necessary. If he'd have came up and been like, hey, man, I think y'all are sitting in our seats. Can you check and see? Could you please get up? It wouldn't have been an issue at all. It wouldn't have been an issue at all. I would have hopped up and been like, my apologies, sir. you know, because I already knew that we weren't supposed to technically be sitting at that table. But like I said, a whole hour went by and nobody came in. There were people initially sitting there, right? They watched 2 fights and they got up and left. And a whole hour went by and nobody had came and sat down. So I was thinking maybe they just came to see, you know, whatever fight they came to see and left, and it was their table. I didn't know that it wasn't their table either. Right? But the way the man approached it, you know, like he was just, you know, almighty and was just going to come over and move me physically if he needed to. That's not how you interact with people. And so, like I said, I lost my cool for a second. I didn't put no hands on him. I said some things I probably shouldn't have said. I didn't know him from Adam and Eve, and he certainly the hell did not know who he was talking to, because he seriously could have got himself hurt. It doesn't matter how big you are. So fast forward later on in the night, my table that I was supposed, and I had 3 tables around the venue. I had 3 tables. I had one on one side, one where I was sitting, and another one over there. And we had put fans and other fighters and stuff at the table, so that way people could enjoy the show. And I'm the people's champ. I want to interact with the people. I want them to support this industry and know who I am. And we go back over, and the Big Show is now sitting at that table. And the first thing he said was, "Yo, easy." And I looked over and I was like, wait a minute, how do you know who I am? And I was like, yo, it's the Big Show. You know, I went into kind of fanboy mode. And I was like, you know who I am? And he was like, yeah, man. He's like, I've seen your work, man. Great. You know, I was like, bro, I am a fan of yours. I grew up watching you. I got a picture. I guess I'll share it with y'all. And I was like, yo, can I get a picture with you? He was like, no, can I get a picture with you? And we both started laughing. And I was like, hold on, let me get my camera. And I took my camera out. And he was like, I was like, you ain't even got to stand up to take the picture with me. And for real, you can see he is sitting down and still the same height as me. You know? Wow. And then I look over, and the dude who had the altercation with me was salty. He was super salty. Super, super salty. Looking at this interaction between me and the Big Show. You know, but as a man, I'm able to admit when I'm wrong in a situation, in a circumstance. So I went down there and I apologized to him. I said, you know what, man, I'm so sorry for coming at you like that. If, you know, I didn't know we were sitting in your seat, or let alone it was the Big Show's table. But it's not what you say to somebody, it's how you say it. And you came off really aggressive. He's like, oh, I didn't realize I came off that. I'm like, yeah, you did. And I was like, and the fact that the lady you with hit me in the face, and she started to say something. And I looked at her and I said, you be quiet. There are grown men talking right now. Ooh. And I proceeded to finish apologizing to this man. We dapped each other up, we embraced, and I went about the rest of my night, and everything was cool. That's what happened. You know, I didn't get in any altercation with the Big Show. I love and adore. Like I said, I kind of went in fanboy mode when he called me over.
Well, you know, we know how you feel.
But at the end of it, it's a learning experience. It was a learning experience for me.
Hey, Reggie,
come again? Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, I was gonna say we understand how you feel, because you know we've been known to, you know, kind of take over a table or two. You know how we have to debo our way into this whole media situation. Everywhere we go.
I think we took Washington here a few times, Reggie.
It's crazy because the show before that, when I went to get my credentials, they had given me seats up in the bleachers. And I felt kind of like, you know, disrespected a little bit. Like, hold on, you know, I done put in all this work. I done accumulated all these scars. I done spent all these years helping promote this business from day one. Well, I should be able to walk into any bare knuckle event and get a neckband that says Reggie Easy Barnett Jr. on it and go wherever I want to go. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't feel like I'm entitled to anything at all, but at this point, I earned it. You know? It's not a matter of being entitled; it's a matter of that I earned that. You know, but
absolutely.
So, like I said, at that event, at that event, you know, we worked it out. We talked, me and the BKFC people, and they gave me 3 tables. I had seats at 3 different. You know, I had 2 tables that were actually my tables, and then we had seats at another table. You know, so it was just us having fun. It was just a misconstruction. And like I said, I went back and I apologized for the man for threatening him. That was completely unnecessary. But for me, I took it as a learning experience. It's something that I needed to still work on mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And so I went back, and I reassessed some things, in my personal growth. It helped me move forward. So everything happens for a reason. But it was funny as hell to everybody else around. They're like, "Oh shit, he's about to fight in the crowd." But I don't. One, I'm a prize fighter. I ain't trying to have to exert myself or use my hands in any way necessary outside of the ring. And then two, I got homies with me everywhere I go. So I wouldn't have had to thump anyway. They was ready to ride.
Oh, that's good that you got friends that's ready to ride and not run.
Oh no. They like everybody came walking up like, "Yo, who we getting?" I'm like, "Yo, calm down."
Hey Reggie, what you
But
want to
no,
do if the big shoulder came at you aggressive and been like, "Hey man, get out my damn seat and push you"?
the same thing. Like, you don't have to come and approach. I'm not backing. I don't care how big you are. I'm not backing down for nobody if you're gonna be disrespectful to me. I'm not built
Right.
that way. I've been jumped.
I'm
I've
with
been
that.
jumped by 5 people at one time, and I did not run. They beat my ass. And you know what I did? I was too stupid for my own good. I got back up and started talking some more trash, and they came back to beat me up again, and I ended up dropping 3 of them and
Wow.
tussling with another one of them while the getaway driver's sitting in the car. And thank goodness the orderly that the building we were in front of came out, and that dude was like a good 6'2", 280. He picked me and
Wow.
the guy I was fighting up by the back of our necks and was like, "What is going on?" I ain't scared of nobody. I will stand. I will stand and fight if I have to. I'm not gonna back down, especially when I know I wasn't wrong. I wasn't wrong. Was we wrong for being in the
Right.
seats? Yeah, but that's not. You don't just come up and try to threaten somebody, or it's not how you handle the situation. If the shoe was on the other foot, I'd have walked. "Hey guys, I think this is our seat. Could you check and see if
Yeah,
you're
like,
supposed to be sitting here?" You know, I'm not just gonna walk and be like, "Yo, you at the wrong table. You need to get your ass up." What? I don't know.
I just act surprised
I don't know.
every time, like I have
I'm
no
built
idea,
differently.
Reg. Reg,
Come
I act
again?
surprised every time, like, really? Oh, these your seats?
But see, the
Oh,
core is a little easier for you. You're no offense. I don't mean to sound sexist or anything. You can play that card. The dude, when we like, "Yo, what you talking about?" Like, "Man, come on, man, don't play that shit with us. You know you in the wrong spot." Oh look, y'all got me cursing. I'm gonna get in trouble.
that's true. That's true.
Nah,
That's
but
true.
yeah, that's what happened. All water under the bridge. Like I said, it was a learning experience. It gave me an opportunity to work on some mental and spiritual growth things. So here we are now. We're getting ready for the biggest fight of my life. I'm not really looking at it as like that, because
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, if you take all the crowd away, you take all the lights away, it's just me and Johnny settling the score one more time, mano a mano. That's my approach to it. That's my look to it. And I'm grateful for the opportunity to get a shot at redemption. My entire life has been about going back and reassessing, changing some things, growing as a person, as a man, as a human being, and coming back to the table and presenting what I've overcome and what I've made new within myself.
Reg, what adjustments you made for Johnny this time? Any
I
different
can't tell you
adjustments?
that.
Okay.
Oh yeah, definitely, plenty.
You said, okay,
We don't
quick.
discuss.
You okay, quick. Nah, Reggie, nah. Yeah, I mean, nah. I saw you hitting those tires on your video. I mean, I don't know if that's something that you've done before in your training, but
No, that was the first
damn,
time we implemented
motherfuckers at
that, and
this
that's
point.
the first time we implemented that in the camp. Just because I felt like we know that Johnny likes to duck his head on purpose. He literally head butted my hands the first time, like on
Mm,
purpose. Went out of his way to make sure that he put the crown of his head against my hand. But now these bad
Mm-hmm.
boys are so solid, it doesn't matter what I hit with them. I really generally don't feel any pain in the front of my hands anymore.
Yeah, I was like, damn. I was thinking like Reggie hands must be just made of steel at this point,
let's
like,
see your
cause
let's see your knuckles, Reggie.
Uh, I don't know if you can see the imprint from the
You ain't even
concrete.
look bigger.
Damn.
You look huge.
So, I just
Yeah, you
we
done
just
built that up
of
from
course,
all this hard work.
everybody goes back when somebody gets the better of you. You go back and you reassess some things, you rework some things, you
Mm-hmm.
reformulate a new game plan. And even though Johnny beat me, I'm pretty sure he's seen my growth as a fighter, and you can tell that he's gone and reassessed some things and came up with some new weapons and skills to use against me. So that makes this fight even more interesting. It's going to be a
Yeah.
a war and a chess match at the same time. And I'm
Reggie,
down to
if you
play
beat
chess and
him,
I'm down for war.
if you beat Johnny, do you see yourself
There
in a
is no if.
trilogy with him?
There is no if. There is no if.
Uh-oh.
When I
Oh,
beat
okay.
Johnny, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. I
Okay.
wholeheartedly, I would definitely run it back. We definitely are going to have a rubber match somewhere down the line. And I feel like
Mm,
for him and me, that's a money fight. That fight, and it's a money fight for the all of BKFC too. Because the
right.
first fight, only
Absolutely.
reason he won is because he dropped me. This fight, he's not going. He doesn't really. I won't say he has nothing for me because I'm sure he's added a few new tricks to his tool bag, just like I have. But at the same time, I'm on a mission. I have purpose behind why I'm fighting. Johnny keeps saying, "Oh, I just want my belts. I just want my belts." I'm not fighting for them damn belts. I could care less. I told Scott Burt that, and I told Dave Feldman that. And it was cool if y'all want to put up the straps, if you want to put a prize behind it, whatever. But I'm coming for my redemption. I know what my purpose is. I know why I lost the last fight. I know why I had some of the struggles, you know, going into it as far as like mentally, because I wasn't spiritually fit. I had forgot why what I was fighting for and why I was doing it.
Okay.
If you go back and you look at the first fights when I came into the league, I was just so grateful to God for giving me the opportunity to change my life and be a voice for the lost. That's what I call it. The people who have lost their way by some way, shape, or form in life. And I was one of those people. And I lost myself a lot. And
Wow.
that was my
Yeah.
purpose when I first started bare knuckle. And then when they started the tournament, I had got so consumed with just being a champion that I forgot to live according to that purpose. And I joke around.
Mm-hmm.
I say that first right hand that he landed wasn't even him. That was God. Like, boom, sit your ass down, boy, because you was not doing what I set you out to do. But I feel it in my heart that I know I am on the right path, and I get affirmations every day. And so as long as I go out there and I perform to the best of my ability, there's no way that
Mm-hmm.
man can beat me.
Yeah, that's a great concept. Is remembering your roots and where you started from and what you wanted to accomplish. And a lot of fighters do exactly what you said. You get caught up in other things, and you just have to regroup sometimes, and really
Yeah.
understand like what the purpose is.
Hey, Reggie,
And
did the
then you
Magic
you
Man Antonio Tarver give you a nickname?
yes, he did. I mean, that's where the whole educated hands moniker came from. Was
Educated
one of the
Hands,
fights.
yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
said it was going to be tough for somebody to deal with the educated hands of Reggie Barnett, and I love the way that sound, the ring to it, and that's kind of
Hmm.
been what I've been trying to do in this sport is just grow and learn, and grab everything that I can. I have stolen moves from other fighters and expounded on them, made them my own, and went out there and used them successfully. And then what you see now is other fighters trying to use or implement my tactics, my moves, and not just the BKFC, but in other bare knuckle fight leagues. So it's
Hmm.
come full circle. The educated hands too has transformed into just not being educated hands, but we have so many other projects that have came out of that facet of thinking. Continuous growth, continue to grow, continue to
Hmm.
learn, always be thirsty for knowledge. I have an educated minds project through my gym where we link the kids with each other. If they're struggling in school or something like that, we branch out and help them help each other. And that was just birthed out of the educated hands thing. So it has
Yeah.
transformed itself into so much more than just me punching people in the face. And that's my purpose. That was my purpose that I
Story.
was not
Hmm.
fighting for. initially. When that tournament
Gotcha.
started, that went out the window.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the mentoring that we've been seeing you work with the kids and doing so much more than you initially did. It's just amazing to see, and it's just growth, and all the good fighters, those are the ones that get that message and carry it on to the next generation. Now I want to know, I mean, a lot of people don't know that Pernell Whitaker was one of your mentors. So how much of Pernell Whitaker is still there in Reggie Barnett's arsenal?
A lot. Well, I will first and foremost, the most credit has to go to my father, Reginald Barnett Sr. My dad taught me to be a master boxer from the age of 4. He started taking me to the gym when he was training, and I just kind of picked up the gloves and mimicked him a little bit. And then I've always been a student of this art, so I started studying, and Pernell was one of the best southpaws to ever won, box ever. And then he was from right here where I was born and raised. And there was a time in my life where my father was getting my brothers ready for the national PAL, the ringside world championships, and some other things. And those were tournaments that I don't remember. It was so long ago. I didn't qualify for those. So it not taking away from my father at all, but his focus was making sure that my god brother, and my cousins were ready for those fights. So if we didn't have our own gym at the time, we trained in Portsmouth, and Sweet Pea actually had base camp. He was training fighters out of that gym, and I guess he saw me working, and he took a little liking to me, and so he taught me a few things that he knew, a few tips and tricks that I learned from him. Of course, I studied him immensely, just like many other top level southpaws. I mean, I could name the list. I mean, Chop Corley, I studied him growing up, and I had to fight him. Zab Judah.
I know that just had to be
Winky
like
Wright.
mind blowing.
Who else? Dang, I can never. It's a Cuban guy. I can never ever. He beat Lomachenko. The one that beat Lomachenko.
Teofimo Lopez.
What's his name? No, not Teofimo.
Oh, you said
I'm
Cuban.
talking about southpaw.
You said he beat Lomo. Oh,
Salido? Yeah.
Salido?
Something like that. I think so.
Salido. He's the only other person that's beat Lomachenko.
Yeah, I think so. He's a southpaw. I studied
Mexican,
him.
Yeah.
What Mexican? Is it what? I'm sorry for getting his ethnicity wrong. My apologies, sir, if you see this interview.
Sorry.
Whatever. my wife's over here correcting my speech too. So, but I studied these guys, and then one of the biggest lessons that I learned from Pernell is what not to do after I come into my greatness. And I know that's sad to say, with everything that he went through after, being an Olympic gold medalist and a world champion. And, we saw him have such a rise and then just such a crash. And I was literally there to see some of his personal struggles. I used to run into him at the mall right up the street from where I live all the time. And yeah, we see him walking down the street. Yo, Sweet Pea, you want to ride, dog? Yeah. Can you drop me off? Oh, no, man, I'm good. I'll walk. For real. Like, these are real interactions that I had with this man. And he'd always tease me, you win that world championship yet? You win that world championship yet? And I'd be like, nah, I ain't get it yet, Chip. I ain't get it yet. He's like, keep going, keep grinding. It'll come. So unfortunately, he's gone now, and he won't see me come into my greatness. But at the same time, I've taken some of. Well, I mean, I know he's looking down on me, but just to know that I still carry a little bit of his spirit in what I'm doing, and that's the same. That's all I want for generations after me when I'm gone, is to carry the educated hand spirit with them, and not just in the fighting, but anything that they do in life. Because as much as he was beaten down and worn out from life, he never stopped encouraging me to be, the best version of Reggie that I could be.
Tell the fans exactly what they're in store for when they catch up with you guys on August 20th. They're in Biloxi, Mississippi, for this fight with Johnny Bedford. What can the fans look forward to?
Well, first of all, I'm having a meet and greet on the 18th at Val Sports Bar and Grill. So if you want to come out, kick it with me for a little bit, really get to know the personal champ on the people's champ on a personal level. Like I said, I'm here for the fans. I'm here for the people. I'm here to inspire people, to help people push past their limits and let them know that anything they want to do in life, they can absolutely accomplish. Because I remember there was a time when I didn't believe that myself, but now I'm really, truly living it. And then also, it's going to be a fight. Like, y'all already know that I'm not backing down from Johnny this time. And Johnny's not going to back down from me. So somebody's getting hurt. It might go to decision, it might not. But I don't plan on losing. I already know. It's already written. This fight is mine. I would not have been given an opportunity. I would not have get a shot at redemption if I wasn't living according to my purpose and I was not prepared. I left the gym tonight. If you could have saw how hard I was pushing, how fast I was going, feeling the best I have. And all fighters say that, oh, this has been the best camp. Has it been the best camp? Absolutely not, because I've been dealing with some personal stuff, and that's life. But as far as pushing through and getting stronger and building myself up and being prepared mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally, I'm there. And I feel the best that I've ever been in my life. And when you put all of those together with somebody who is absolutely determined, I'm unstoppable. And Johnny already knows he can't freaking stop me. He hit me with his best punch, the punch that he puts everybody away with. And what did my dumb ass do? I got back up off the canvas and walked right back into, and I walked right back into another one. What are you talking about? So, and
all I know is I was like,
yes! I have the utmost respect for Johnny, but he knows that. And so I know a part of him is like, all right, there's got to be another piece that I got to add. There's got to be something else that I got to do to get this man to stop coming at me, to put him away. But the thing is, I'm not the guy to take a test run on. I proved that with Chop Chop. I told him over and over again with the utmost respect, why don't you pick somebody else to make your bare knuckle debut? This is my sport. I have honed this. My weapons are sharper than anybody else's weapons in this sport, and I'm not the dude you want to play with. And he found out the hard way, and he quit on himself. The end of that fourth round, I was still ready to thump. And I'm not gonna act like he didn't.
To be honest with you,
I was shocked too. He hit me with the hardest right hook I have ever been hit with in my life. But you know what? It didn't shake me. It didn't wobble me. It didn't move me. It hurt, but I still kept going forward. And it's the hardest I have ever. I swear to goodness, the hardest I had ever. It was like pop, and I was like, "Yo, did my head just explode?" Oh no, I'm still here. Let's go.
Oh wow, Corley did it like that.
Damn.
Yeah,
for real. And I don't know. So when he didn't come out for the fifth round, that's why I was in such shock. I was like, "Yo, bro, you really put one of them paws on me. I was gonna take his baby another girl who knows, but I don't live in ifs or woulda, coulda, shouldas. But I don't. It just. For me, that was like, yeah. But after that fight, I wasn't still living according to my purpose because I was so wrapped up in all that other BS with that idiot. That I had to take a step back, and I did a lot of personal introspective and a lot of praying, and it came back around. And he's like, nah. He's like, matter of fact, this can't be moved by you. I'm gonna move it out the way for you. And that's what he did, and that's why that fight didn't happen.
Absolutely.
I didn't have to move it out my way by myself. So
you really didn't.
And I don't mean to sound like all preachy on people or stuff like that, but I know what my purpose is. I know how many times I could have died out there in those streets. I know how many times I put myself in the position to spend the rest of my life in the penitentiary, but I'm not, because God has something else for me to do. I have so much greatness inside of me that he needed me to get to where I am so I can share it with the rest of the world. And I will, no matter what anybody says. I don't care. I think a part of me was scared to do that in itself too for a long time. But now it doesn't, I feel it in my heart. I feel it in my soul. And like I said, I get daily affirmations that I am on the right path in my training, in my personal life. We all face struggles. Is everything glitter and gold? And what I'm You know, absolutely not. I was going to buy a house this year, but that market absolutely sucks. Right?
Tell us about
Absolutely
it.
sucks. Right? So now I'm like, well, what am I going to do? Because I got a 1-year-old that needs his own space, you know. So we regroup and we figure it out. But I know that God's got me. It'll work out in due time. So I'm going to keep focus on the task at hand and keep moving forward and keep that faith. And I'm going to go in here with that same attitude and put these paws on Johnny like nobody has ever put their hands on that man.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm so proud of you. You know this. I love that adorable new baby that you guys are sporting around these days. He's so just
That's my
adorable.
squish.
And
He's going to be the youngest world. He's going to be the youngest world champion ever, and it scares me because when he was
he is a
born, I was like,
twin.
I don't want him to fight. I want him to be an astronaut. But
You did say that
his
right
mom
here
wants
on
him to
this
be a
show
baseball
last
player.
time.
You know, but he loves being in the gym. He loves training. When I take him to the gym with me, he goes over and he picks up his little 1 pound weights and he tries to shadow box like me. Um, if the kid's got gloves on, he goes over and he tries to hit the gloves. If there's a pair of punch pads laying on the mat, he goes over and slides them on his hands and walks over to people like he's holding the mitts for them. You know, so maybe he'll just be a coach, which I'd settle for him being a world class coach and a world class fighter. But whatever he wants to do in life, I want to make sure that I guide him in the right direction. I have the hard conversations with him, and I support him in anything that he does, so he doesn't have to walk down some of the roads or see some of the paths that I did. Not that my father, me and my mom were just talking about it earlier today. My parents did absolutely everything right. I've never wanted for anything in my life, right? But at a certain point, I was so berated and so beat down by society and the people around me that I lost my way and I started reaching for things that I had no business reaching for. I want to be close enough to my son and my daughter so they don't ever have to go through those things. And I want to give that back to the community. We call it being on the fence. I was on the fence. I could have jumped off left. I could have jumped off right. And my dumb ass jumped off left and went way left. And I think sometimes it takes somebody who can relate to what we're going through to help us come down on the right side of the fence. Well, I can relate to some of these people. Their struggles, their ups, their downs, their highs, their lows. So I'm going to use my platform to project that back into society, into the world. And if I got to keep beating people up to do it and praising God at the same time, I will. Plain and simple.
Aww. Well, we're looking forward to this fight. We're gonna go ahead and let you go for the night. Please know
Yeah.
that
Let me get
can
I get my plugs in?
Go ahead, Jack.
Yes.
Go ahead. Reggie.
All right. I'm going to get my plugs in. We're going to make this quick because I have like 16 sponsors. But if you want to find all my sponsors, if you want to know my story, because if you knew my story, you would definitely root for me. You can find it at my website. It's educatedhands.co. Everything about Reggie Barnett Jr. in one easy place. Pun always intended. And then if you haven't already downloaded it, BKTV right there. Make sure y'all tune in next Friday. What we at, like 7 days in a wake up, whatever you call it. It's going down. Trust me, y'all. I'm getting my hair cut. I'm gonna look fresh. Y'all always know I come in looking rough, and then I come back. Then Easy appears and game on. So, and then you guys, thank y'all so much for having me on, giving me a chance to, share my story, voice, a little bit more, and always supporting the journey. Always supporting the journey. I really do appreciate it. Make sure y'all download that app if you haven't already purchased your tickets. It's going down, Biloxi, Mississippi, August 20th.
Yes, and we cannot wait for this bare knuckle fighting champions main event with Easy, the educated hands. You know what? After you win, you're gonna be world champion. You're gonna have a Police Gazette championship, right?
Yeah, I'm already a champion, but the belts are just
The belt,
topping.
yes,
That's
yes.
all. The belts are just topping. I'm
What are you
already a
gonna want us
champion.
to call you? Are you gonna change your name after that? Or you just want to be known as the champ, baby, the people's champ?
I'm still gonna be the people's champ. That's it. I don't want no special
Yes,
treatment. I don't want to be. I didn't get in this. I forgot I didn't get in this sport to act like I was better or higher minded than anybody else. I just want to keep helping elevate other people to wherever they want to go in life. That's the purpose, and that's why I'm gonna
absolutely.
go out there and put these hands on Johnny Best.
Oh, for real. I'm so ready for this fight. I want to see what Johnny looks like at this new weight class. Kudos to him for being able to go up and come down. I mean, like, I don't know what this kid does for all this weight, different weight classes.
That's tough on the
But
body. That's really tough on the body. But I'm
yeah.
no emotion, no excitement, no scaredness, nothing. My only emotion is focus, and that's what we keep in. Laser focus. I'm reloaded.
All right. So tell everybody again, just so they'll know, where can they find this fight? How can they make sure that they see it if they're not able to be in Biloxi that night?
Well, first of all, you can find me on Instagram _EAZ_E. We just hit 5K today, so thank you everybody who believes, in the journey and the legacy I'm building. And then BKTV app, if you ain't already got it, make sure you download it. It's going down August 20th, Biloxi, Mississippi. I earned my spot from the very first tryout. Now we are in the 20th event, and I finally get a main event. All I'm going for is redemption. Everything else that comes with it just gonna be super sweet.
Hey, we wish you nothing but the best, Reg. We're gonna be rooting for you, brother.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Oh
We'll
yeah,
get back on here when after I win this fight.
Once
most
you get
definitely.
them straps, we want to
Bring the
see you back
straps.
right away. Right away.
Bring the
That's
straps, Reggie.
perfect.
Okay,
All
and tell
right.
your lovely wife
I
we
love you
say
guys. Y'all
hello.
have a great one. I
All
All
will.
right, you
right.
too,
Y'all have a
Reg.
great evening. Thank you for having me on. Easy out.
Anytime,
Peace.
man. Anytime you want to come on.
All right, that was Reggie Barnett. And once again, it's the Bare Knuckle Fighting Champions main event. Easy. Reggie Barnett Jr. versus Johnny Bedford.
Ooh,
August 20th. You don't want to
that's
miss
gonna
it.
be a fight
You
right
don't
there.
want to miss it. I'm telling you. I'm
Ooh,
telling you right now, you
that
don't want to
first
miss it.
one. That first one was a war.
That first one was a
We
war.
was there. Was it in
Yeah, that was
was
in
it in Biloxi?
Tampa.
Oh, it was in
That was
Tampa?
in Tampa. Yes.
Man, that
That
was a
was in
war.
Tampa.
That was a war right there. So this one right here, y'all, don't miss it.
All right.
Reggie
So,
looking for redemption.
yeah, he said he gonna get it too. And I just like how he's transitioning into, the type of fighter that everybody can be so proud of, mentoring students, being a family man, and still kicking ass whoever they put in front of him.
Did Reggie say his baby got a little fighting in him?
Yeah,
Fighting gene in him?
exactly. And he surely told us that he didn't want his kid to be into fighting or combat sports, period. So that's funny how, the blood is the blood.
Hey.
Well, our next guest is coming up is a TnK Boxing Promotions fighter right here in the Tampa Bay area. Lakeland, Polk County, stand up. You know who we got? We got Armando Moran. And I think Tito might
Hey,
be
how
there
y'all
as
doing?
well.
What's up, Armando?
What's
Yeah.
up?
Hey, how y'all doing?
Hey,
Can
we
y'all hear
chilling,
me?
man.
Awesome. Yes, we can
We
hear you.
chilling.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm in a dark area. I don't know if y'all can see me.
I see you.
We can
They ain't
see
got
you.
no
I mean,
good light
it's
from here.
shady.
I see you.
Yeah, we see all them glistening white teeth you got over there. My goodness. I mean, wow. I
Oh,
need some of them jeans. I like that.
Yeah, we see you.
I got a light
So,
on now. I'm right here with
okay,
Tito.
all right. There go Tito. What's
Tito.
up?
That's Tito right
What's
there.
That's
up,
our
guys?
main dog right there. So, I know you guys are very excited about the upcoming fight, August the 28th, right here in St. Petersburg, Florida, baby, at the Marriott.
Ooh, St.
And
Pete.
you have got a hell of a rematch on your hands.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
it was so competitive, your fight. It ended up being the fight of the night. Tell us what you're going to change in this fight, to prepare for this rematch.
Honestly, I don't think I gotta really change too much. Just be the same Mondo, just be more aggressive this time. I guess that's the only thing that I'm gonna change. And honestly, now we're going 6 rounds, so it's gonna be, a longer of a fight. We got 2 extra rounds. So I think that's what's gonna make the change in this fight because them 4 rounds they go by so quick. Now it's 6 rounds, so
Really?
hopefully it's gonna be my first 6 rounder. So I'm kind of excited.
I am too because I know you are a workout guru over there, and I feel like that's gonna be an automatic edge for you as well. Just the stamina and everything that it takes. You know, 4 rounds versus 6 rounds. It doesn't seem like a lot, but when your ass is in there sweating for an extra 6 or 10 minutes, it makes a difference.
Oh yeah, it really does. Makes a total difference. I
Armando,
think
will
the
this be
last
another
fight
fight
it
of
was
the
real
night?
competitive. What was that?
Will this be another fight of the night? This fight here?
I'm
This will
not
be the fight
sure,
of the night.
to be honest. I really don't look forward like I just go ahead and just fight. And if I get fight of the night, hey, I'm blessed, because get a trophy and
Okay.
all that hard work.
Wow.
So
Okay.
yeah,
So
so
tell us
I don't know.
when you
I
got
don't,
in that fight. Oh, okay. Go ahead, baby.
now, now you go ahead. It's fine.
I was gonna ask about in the first fight. When did it strike you, or you realize that this guy didn't realize he was supposed to come in as a B-side fighter?
Y'all
Like
didn't
at
tell him.
what point was it that you was like, "Oh shit, this guy's really trying to fight me. He's trying to beat me."
Y'all didn't tell him he was the B side.
Well, I don't look at it like that. It doesn't matter what record they got because I look at them like everybody's even just like me. So I don't look at A side or B side, none like that because we're both getting in there. We're both tying up them 8-ounce gloves. So, I got to prepare myself for, everything because I don't look at A side or B side. Some guys coming to fight. It doesn't matter. Some guys come for checks. Some guys really come out there, to really fight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was
So
very
that's how I look
exciting
at it.
for all of us fans.
Yeah,
We really was kind of like on the edge of our seat because I didn't know which one of you guys were going to come out with the W. I mean, so I believe that the right
I know.
decision was made as a draw. I mean, do you dispute that? Do you feel that you won that fight? Like, how do you feel personally about the decision?
I actually feel like I won the fight because I felt like I was more of the aggressor the whole fight. I felt like I was constantly making the fight. I was constantly chasing them. You know,
Uh-huh.
and I guess that's just my style of fighting. And I just felt like I was more of the aggressor, and I felt like I threw more punches, and I felt like I landed more of the cleaner punches.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt like but at the end of the day, a draw. I was kind of okay with it too because it's better than a loss because I already know how it feels to take a L.
Right. That's true. I
Yeah,
mean, for me, I do feel like you was the aggressor and you did have the cleaner fight, the cleaner punches. I just think he was getting you with the multitude of punches in certain rounds. So with that being said, I do think that you have the key to success, which is more rounds and being a little bit more aggressive. Let him know who's bossing there.
yeah, of course. I think that's what we're gonna be doing this fight, so that way go down more to the body and just keep doing what I did this fight, but just be more in condition, just throw a lot more, go down to the body, break them down. That's what gonna be my
So you're
game plan.
starting to build up a reputation for being that fighter that people want to come and see because you're having, I mean, the fight of the nights twice in a row now. And I just want to know exactly, like, I mean, what is that formula that you have to be creating these type of fights?
I don't know. I don't know. I guess just the way I fight. I guess. I get.
I'll tell you what it is. It's a
Okay.
combination of him having a heart. He has a lot of heart, and he doesn't want to disappoint his fans, his team, his coach, and himself. So he pushes himself to another level where a lot of other fighters are be content with it. And he's not that kind of fighter. He just wants to keep going and keep going and keep proving himself. If he gets hit 1 or 2 times, he hit the guy back 2 or 3 times. And I think that's what makes him really competitive in those fights he's in. He kind of makes it more competitive than what it should be because he gets away from the boxing skills that he does have to kind of prove a point to say, listen, you're not going to come in here and try to embarrass me. And then he let his
Right.
hands go, and then you guys see what happens when he let his hands go. It makes it to be a
Mm-hmm.
more competitive fight. There, not going to sit back and run. Armando's going to go forward. And he's gonna bring the pressure.
Right. Now, Tito, how hard is it to match up Armando with a game opponent? Being that he has that height and he has a really great kind of boxing pedigree
Well,
behind him
I
with his
think it's
team.
but I have a vision for his career and his coach, Coach Aguilar. He
Okay.
has a vision, and we discussed it almost a year and a half ago, and they're playing parts to it. Now, a lot of the matching behind the scenes that even though we might have a vision, we have Joy that does a matchmaking that gets us the people that we need. Now, I told Armando, like I told all my fighters, I want them to be all successful. I don't want them to get hurt. I want them to take the right fights at the right time. But I'm also not going to babysit none of these fighters because they work too hard and they do not want to be babysit. You know, he wants the challenge, but we have to do it in steps. You know, and Armando in his situation, any other promoter, they would have ran somewhere else and we could have got another fight, an easier fight or whatever. He wanted the rematch. His coach wanted it, and we made it happen. You know, and to prove a point, you know, we think we won the first fight. I
Mm-hmm.
looked at the video myself three times. I think we won easily 3 rounds out of the 4, but you know, it depends on the angles and how you look at it and what kind of fighter you like. I can see the draw also happening. But Armando's game, I think you like the way he fights. Both of you guys know he brings it
Yeah.
all and leaves it all on the line. And I just think, to be honest with you, these extra 2 rounds is gonna show you his win. Like he does not get tired, so he's gonna break the guy down. He's gonna walk him down, and and the good thing is the other guy is gonna step it up. The other guy has enough time to train. We're not getting nobody in the last minute, and he felt he won the fight. So they're gonna bring their A game. So it's gonna push this fight to a whole nother level. You know, this fight is gonna be the co-main event that night, and for that reason.
Yeah. I love it. And I can't wait to see Armando and that smile in that ring that night because it don't look. He had that blank look on his face like the day before at the weigh-in. We're trying to get his attention at the last weigh-in, and he's just like, yeah, I'm ready to fight. Like he ain't have time for us boxing Playhouse. I had to drag him over just to get our picture. Remember that?
Yeah. Mondo, how you like fighting under
Yeah.
TnK?
Oh man, I love it. I love everything
Love
about
it?
it. Yeah, they gave me an opportunity when nobody else wanted to. So, I'm real
Right.
grateful for that.
I'm gonna tell you
Absolutely. I
guys
mean,
something. Armando's one of the most humble human beings. He does a lot of stuff. Him and his coach that a lot of people don't recognize because they don't post a lot of stuff. They don't do it for the glory, but they give back to the community and the kids they do. And Armando has a story, and within time, it'll be slowly be told, and you guys will be a part of that story as he continues his boxing career. You know, so it's nice to see him. You guys saw him in the beginning, and to see him where he's at now, he's grown so much as a fighter. Like I said, a lot of other fighters in his situation would have took a lot more easier fights. But
mm-hmm.
Armando took a loss in the beginning of his career, and he became better from it. And we know, as his coach knows, we'd rather have those mistakes done now. So when we get to the big time and he's fighting on HBO or TV or PBC or whatever, we won't have no regrets. We'll be ready for that time.
Hey, Tito, there's a lot of fighters, man. Bernard Hopkins, Mike Weaver, a lot of guys started off. A lot of guys started off with a loss, man, and turned their career around.
Oh yeah.
He learned so much from it. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, even that fight that he lost, I thought he won the fight. It's just unfortunate sometimes when a fighter starts bleeding, out the nose or something, it looks worse than with a leg. And sometimes people think, hey, you might be getting hurt. But if you look at the video of that fight, He threw more punches than the guy. He landed more punches. So, but we learned from that, and he learned from it. And his coach um, has. He's probably the most improved fighter that we have in our stable. If you look at every single fight he fights, I don't know if you guys can agree with that or not, but every time he fights, he's getting better and better, and he
It's
seems to get
improvements,
taller and taller.
right?
I don't know what the hell he's eating, but he keeps getting taller as he's fighting. Like I think he's like 6'2" now. I don't know that, or I'm getting shorter. Something's happening.
Armando, how tall are you now? Because I can tell in the ring, like, you got that kind of that slinky, real flexible type of stature. So how tall are you now?
I'm 5'11". I haven't drew nothing. They just be joking around too much. Yeah.
Oh, so you coming into the ring smaller. You're not gaining a lot of weight when you get to the ring. You just
Nah.
you still stay in your same kind of weight zone.
Yeah, that's what basically it
Hey,
is.
coach, you giving him the high heel shoes?
Yeah, and I think that makes me look a little bit taller. So I let my hair grow out a little bit more this time. That's what makes me think I got taller. Trying to have a new look.
Okay.
Well, I like it. I kind of like it. He's looking handsome. So, I always have to ask that since we're on the subject and everything. I mean, we have a lot of female boxing fans out here, and, they like to know, are you single?
Nah, I actually got a girlfriend. Nah, I'm just playing. I don't got no girlfriend. I'm actually single.
Oh, you gonna
Everybody looking
just
at me.
see how he left that little chain dangling that carrot is there, but now it's not. But now it's here. Okay, all right. So we might be able to make a love match or two, boxing PlayHouse style. Tell us what kind of lady you like. What's your dream girl look like?
She gotta have a big booty, a big bank account.
What? A big baby?
Nah, I'm just playing. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I guess any girl, to be honest. As long as she's supportive, that's it.
You're so sweet, and we know that's not true. But I mean, I appreciate you, saying it that way. I mean, big booty. I know some big booty girls, but then they don't got the bank account because they spend all the money on the booty.
Oh man.
I'm just kidding.
I need more of a girl, supportive girl, because this sport right here is super hard. It's super hard. You got to do a lot of sacrificing. You got to cut a lot of things off, and if they ain't with it, then they got to go. Simple as that, to be honest.
Sometimes I be trying to just lose a couple of pounds, and I need some support. And Emilio's over here talking about let's go to get a Palomino steak. I got no support.
Hey, I don't blame you. Hey, I gotta eat too.
So give us one thing about you, Armando, that the fans need to know. Like, that is not commonly known. We just need one little hint of you as a person.
I don't know. I'm the same way I'm doing this interview now. I'm the same person as as always. I'm just like a real like goofy type person. That's all, to be honest.
Okay, so you like to have fun. See how I switched that up and made it, it sound good now. Goofy, but no, you like to have fun. And how about what is your favorite food? What is it that you want to eat after that weigh-in on the 27th?
I always gotta eat some pasta, Olive Garden. Always. I got to. Like, especially with my team, they want to go eat like hamburgers and all these other type of stuff. I'd be like, man, I'm just gonna take my own car. That way I can go get my own food because I'm the one had to cut all the weight.
Right.
Yeah.
Now you gonna tell me what we gonna eat.
Yeah, one time they took me to Hooters. I was like, man, that was the worst thing ever. I don't mind it, like if I ain't, like making weight or anything, but after the wings, I want to eat some pasta or something. That's the first thing I want to eat.
Listen.
I ain't thinking about no hot wings, none of that other stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, the pasta gets me too, Armando. I
yeah.
personally, yes, I love the Alfredos, all the Alfredos with the different meats and stuff. That's one of my favorites.
Armando, who's your favorite fighter?
Who's my favorite fighter? I don't got one.
No?
I don't have no favorite
What?
fighter as of right. Active fighter right now, I would say man, I guess like anybody else, Canelo.
Canelo? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you think about Canelo's shenanigans right now and not being able to secure a fight for Mexican Independence Day?
That kind of sucks because it's like a Mexican tradition type thing. Every Mexican wants to fight on
Yeah.
every Mexican holiday. I would even love to fight on the Mexican holidays. That'd be
Oh
awesome,
wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would
Now I
love
gotta
that too.
represent for La Raza.
Yeah, we got to try to work that out with Tito and TnK. We got to have us a Mexican Independence Day fight because that's like a marketing dream right there. And you always
Yeah,
get
for real.
the best fighters on those days. Like the boxers, they be like, that's like the top of the top right there.
Even Floyd Mayweather was doing it, Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
Oh,
you
Cinco
got
de
Cinco
Mayo.
de
once you get a
Mayo.
Mexican to
Cinco de
support,
Mayo.
yeah.
He changed it.
Cinco de Mayo.
But it used to be, that all the fighters, like it was just a Mexican cultural thing, but now it's like it's
Uh-huh.
just an American thing where everybody looks forward to seeing that fight on Mexican Independence Day. That's the only thing that bothers me about it.
Yeah, I think it's because Mexicans they have more of the bigger boxing fan base. That's why
Fans. Mm-hmm.
every Mexican loves a fight. Besides boxing, they just love boxing. They love it. They just love seeing people get beat up, cut, black eye, everything. Especially,
Yeah,
and
everything.
honestly, it just gives them a reason to drink. To be honest, a Mexican, that's what they want to do. It gives them a reason to drink, watch a fight, drink some beer. You know what I'm saying? Invite friends over. I think that's the main reason why.
Okay,
You should
well,
give
we're
a
going to
Mexican
trick them. We're going to tell them that this year, Mexican Independence Day is on August 28th, and they can drink all they want to at the Marriott so they can see Armando Moran in action for his rematch, baby.
Oh, yeah. Thank y'all so much for this interview. I really appreciate it so much.
Man, you welcome, Armando.
You're welcome. You're welcome
Thank
up
you.
here anytime you want
I'm
because you're just so adorable
gonna
and
give
you
y'all
can
a
fight your
prediction.
ass off.
I think it's a safe bet that he might three-peat that Michael Jordan and might win that trophy again for the third time. I don't know.
Uh-oh.
It's gonna be a good fight. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
we might
saying?
have to see that again.
Yeah. So I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of breaking news. Y'all ready for this?
Hey, I'm ready.
Wait a minute. Breaking news.
Hold on, let me
All
sit
right,
down.
we got you on big screen. You're on the big screen. What
All right.
you got for us?
All right. So due to circumstances we couldn't control with two of our fighters, Henry Cruz, and you guys know we just recently signed. Oh my God, Tommy the Samurai. So both of
Yes.
their opponents had situations that they pulled out. So they both took it upon themselves to fight each other. TnK versus TnK. There's gonna be a hell of a fight. Tommy versus Henry Cruz that night, August 28th.
Oh my
Wow.
God. Like, wait a minute. This has to be the first time in history that TnK boxing you guys are actually going to take two of your fighters and have them fight each other. I mean, what does the winner get?
Listen,
I know you got some enticing thing for this situation.
Oh, the winner is gonna. This whole team is amazing. None of these guys, they all like each other. We're all a big family, but they're all trying to prove a point. It's bigger than just them. They're trying to prove a point that they're doing this for real. They're not doing this because they're getting paid to do it and fight nobodies out there in the sport. They want to challenge themselves in house or outside. And due to the circumstances, we didn't plan for this to happen. Due to the situation with both of the opponents having different situations, they was both willing to step to the table and say, let's run it. Let's see who's the best at 160 at with TnK in our stable right now. And they're both up for the challenge, and
Yes.
we're gonna see who's number one in 160 part of TnK at the moment. And then another breaking news:
Well, wait a minute.
new
Before you
fight
tell us
coming
that,
up. What?
I just want to make
Okay.
sure that you know that we're gonna have to have both of them on our show next week. Because I've
Oh
got to hear
yeah,
out
we
of their
got it.
own mouth that they're gonna do this.
Okay, that's not a problem. I can make it happen. Both of them they'll be glad and happy for the opportunity that you guys have given them to speak about the fight. And then we also have a special fight that we made. Ricardo Graham will be in our fight card also from St. Pete.
Oh, Ricardo Finesse.
What?
All right.
Finesse is on the card?
His final contract has been signed, and we will make that fight happen. He will be fighting in St. August 28th on the TnK banner.
All
Yes.
right. Yes, that St. Pete is in the
Ricardo.
house. Like,
Hey.
we got a St. Pete boxer on this
We gotta
card
get him back
with
on the show.
Ricardo Finesse Graham, baby.
Ricardo.
Oh my God! Now this fight is starting. Now this card is starting to like really look very, very good. It's very enticing.
We gotta get Finesse on
You
here.
got,
And then, if you guys didn't already know,
Yeah.
if you guys didn't already know, Taz is going to be fighting.
Yes.
Also,
we had her on last
so that's
week.
locked in. Yep, so that's locked in and ready to go. So as of right now, we have 13 amazing bouts scheduled to fight. And
What? Wait a minute.
but like I
Hold
said,
on a second. You said 13.
oh yeah. So God willing, everybody stays safe, nobody gets hurt, and we can do an amazing show for our fans and show them real competitive boxing in the Tampa St. Pete area. And it's worth every penny they pay. These fighters are putting their lives on the line for their fans and themselves. And there's never a dull moment with a TnK boxing show, especially when you have Armando representing. And he has a bright future. I'm looking after this victory, God willing, that we get. The next time he'll be fighting this year is going to be out of state. I'm looking to either fight him in Philadelphia or Tennessee next after this fight, and then but we'll keep you tuned on that, and I'll give you guys back
You saying we're going to
for the
Tennessee?
chat.
You saying we're going to Tennessee?
We're doing a show in Tennessee. We're doing one in Philadelphia. So I will keep you guys posted on that. Working co-promotion
TnK
deals.
is going out of state, baby. That's right. The takeover is about to happen. We can make it
so
work.
I'll keep
We
you
can
guys.
be on the road.
There we go.
Is
So I'm gonna put you
Franco
back.
on this card?
Ivan Franco, due to injury, is not fighting on the show, but he will be after doctors give us the okay. Then he'll start training camp, hopefully in the next couple weeks or a month, and then he'll be back on our next one.
Okay, no problem. Well, we're excited about all the cards. We're excited about Armando's rematch. Yeah, that's the best one right there.
That trophy, Armando. Get that trophy.
Yes, and are we still Antonio Tarver Jr. as well? Is still on the card?
He's the main event.
Antonio Tarver still on the junior.
Yeah, so Antonio Tarver Jr. will be the main event. He is back with TnK.
All right, so we got Tarver, then we got Moran, who's with you now for his rematch. We got Taz, the Golden Child, newly crowned champ, and then we got some more exciting people like
Jose
Cruz.
Rodriguez.
I don't think Jose is on
Jose
here.
ain't on it. Oh.
Yeah. And then we got Cruz versus, oh my God, I forgot the guy's name that fast. Armando.
Tommy Cimarron. Yeah,
Tommy Cimarron. That's right. It's
I
gonna
think
be
that's
an
his name.
amazing show. Yes. It's gonna be an
That's
amazing
gonna be a
show.
good
It's
fight.
gonna be August the 28th. And you don't want to miss it. You can get the tickets through TnK Boxing's website or through Armando Moran. Check him out. He'll
Yes.
tell you where to find him.
If y'all want to contact me, contact my coach at Aguilar Boxing Club on Facebook and on Instagram.
He has tickets. Y'all contact him. He's ready to give them out.
All right.
Yeah, I don't got
Armando
no
has
social
some
media
tickets
yet,
in.
but I'm gonna get one soon.
Instantly, next day, I got a girlfriend.
All right. So you're gonna have what's the name of that gym? I forgot the name of y'all gym,
Well,
Armando.
what was that?
What's the name of the gym?
Aguilar Boxing Club.
Aguilar Boxing Club. Make sure you check them out. TnK as well, or you can hit us up in our inbox as well, and we'll try to direct you where to go or help reserve some tickets for you.
Mondo, you looking smooth. Have you ever been cut? You looking smooth, man.
Nah,
You never
luckily,
been cut?
thank God. Luckily, thank God, no, I haven't. Thank you.
Okay.
I thank God
I
for
ain't
that.
think so.
He's trying to.
I hope I
keep
keep it that way too.
face, you know.
Like Tarver Senior,
Yeah.
Tarver said he never been cut.
Yeah, he got to look good some ladies he's trying to score, you know.
For after the fight, so I can take all those pictures for everybody.
Okay.
He misses it. And you say he's trying to
All
work on
right,
his work.
so
Yeah.
Tito,
You think
got one last question for you. You know what we've been waiting to hear, and you know the main thing that we've been wanting to ask you as a promoter for Tampa Bay is,
Don't hire that lady.
we are not gonna let Tito hire this damn judge from WBA. Tito, promise us you will never hire that judge from the WBA from the other night that lives in Florida. We don't want to see her face with her biased comments and her terrible judging. Make us that promise.
Well, I'm going to tell you straight up, right? I'm friends with the promoter of the fighter that lost that fight. He did not lose the fight, number one. I think it was highway robbery. I think it was a highway robbery, but I'm glad it happened in national television, because if stuff like this does not get captured on tape, it gets hidden underneath the rug. These judges get away with it. You know what I'm saying? And so for us to change it, it has to be called. It has to be enough people to see it to be outraged for us to then change the rule, because they got away with it way too long. And shout out to my friend Marshall Kaufman. And like I told him personally, his fighter won the fight. It wasn't even close. But
Absolutely.
But they can only get away with it for so long. I think the rematch is getting discussed behind the scenes, and hopefully they can pull it off. And he can get his chance to fight.
It's BS too. Because do you know that the WBA wanted to charge the boxer who wants to contest the fight results? They have to actually pay $10,000 fee for being for challenging it. Did you know
let me
that
ask
the
you something.
WBA is
That kid, but the kid won more than just a belt. He didn't win the belt, but he won the fans. Everybody there in that building saw him win that fight. And I think that's something that can't be taken away. Anybody with common sense that ever watched a boxing fight knows who won or lost that night. So, you know, he won. And then to be honest with you, he doesn't have to fight the guy back again, because he gained more fans and more respect on that fight. It's not going to hurt his record. Maybe he could fight for a better sanctioning body that will respect him more. Maybe WBC or the IBO or IBF, you know?
Right.
And give somebody else an opportunity that's going to respect them. Yeah.
Correct. But I need you to pledge that particular judge, when she's off suspension, because she's not on she's on a suspension indefinitely, which that basically, like, instead of being fired completely, she's considered, she is on the situation where she's just suspended till we all move on and forget. So I need you as a
Well, we're not
promoter
gonna move
to.
on and forget. I mean, what they've been doing for the last couple of years recently, the WBA is ridiculous. They've been confusing the fighters. They've been taking advantage of the fans. When you add so many championship belts at one particular weight class, then who's to tell who's the real champion in that weight class? You can't have 4 or 5 titles at 147 or 150 or 126 or whatever the case is. Is how can you find a legitimate champion? That's why I go back and I agree with my friend and mentor and coach John Scully, where it needs to be one belt, one champion, because it's too many different ways that the boxing community is not getting, these young fighters are not getting the opportunity to be respected because there's too many belts. If you go to the UFC, they got one belt. So that's just the way it needs to be I think for people to get respected and the fighters to get respected the way they should be.
Man, I wish boxing had just one belt, Tito.
What I mean by that, I don't mind the WBC, the WBA, the WBO. They all just had one belt, not not a like a super, what they call it, a super champion,
super belts and
or a regular champion. This
interim.
it gets out of hand. Yeah, this let's have 4 or 5 sanctioning bodies. Okay, let's have some lower ones. Like the NBA. That's been around since 19. And the NABF. The WBO. There's a lot of titles. For different circumstances for different fighters' careers. But when you start having one body that has several belts in the same weight class, then is it really them crowning a champion, or is it more for them to make money off the fighter?
Yeah, I'm cool with them lower belts, NABF and all that, but I like the days when it was just the WBC and the WBA as far as a world title. I'm cool with the lower belts, but I like just 2 world titles, like a WBA and a WBC, like it was when Leonard and Hearns fought.
Yes. Well, I agree with you, Emilio.
I'm sorry. Well, Fox won that fight fair and square, and also just the fact that Maestro, his opponent, cheated before the fight even started with the skinning of the leather in the gloves. So
it's unfortunate, but I'm glad the coach caught it, and that's the difference between a good coach that cares about his fighter will go in the other locker room and check the wraps because God forbid that coach did not catch it. He would have got away with it,
Actually, Tito, he made it to the ring with the glove signed. It was the ref that noticed when he was holding the 2 guys'
But
hands.
I thought the coach on the opposite side complained to the ref. That's how he spotted it. That wasn't the case.
I didn't hear that. I thought that he felt the glove and he could feel when he had his wrist around there. I didn't see that he could feel that the tape was higher than what it was supposed to be, but he could have also been directed by the coach. But I feel that once you see that was the case, once you see that that's the case, I thought it should have been an automatic disqualification.
Yeah, that's unfortunately when you got a title fight with that many people's eyes and it's being in a network, then I don't think they're gonna do something like that. It's too much money involved, and it's unfortunate that he tried to get away with it and he didn't get in trouble for it. But people like yourself, the social media team.
The WBA today announced that that the championship is vacant. They will not honor the championship to Maestra. So instead,
that's amazing. that's amazing news. But that's only happened because the outrage of people complaining about it. Just imagine if nobody saw it. If that was in a club show, they would have got away with it.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you there. And it's still an issue of why does someone that clearly beat their opponent need to do a rematch? Just correct the shit. Just correct the decision, to correct the title to the rightful person. No, we got to see a whole nother rematch now. And it's like everybody knows that Fox won. Everybody knows it. And
Yeah.
that's what's disgusting. Or that's what gets on my
Oh, I'm
nerves
glad.
anyway.
I'm glad. I'm glad people like you and Emilio and social media teams. You guys got a. You might not recognize it or know it or feel it, but you guys got a presence. And when you guys speak your mind and you share things or you comment on pages, other people see that. And sometimes it emboldens them to say something about it. And the more people that say something, then that's when change happens. But until we
Yeah,
speak about it, nothing's gonna
absolutely.
happen.
Yeah, appreciate that, Tito.
Thank you. But if anybody who's a judge makes racist comments in such a way, they should not be allowed to be able to judge any any fights, in my opinion, because you cannot be impartial at that point, and we all know it.
No, you're right. No, you're right. I
So
mean, she should get suspended.
she should be fired. She should resign.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, she's not gonna box. I mean, I think she's not gonna be able to do it in that state. Unfortunately, every state has different licensing, so she would be able to go to another state to be
Right.
another judge or referee. But every state has their own. So, but hopefully she'll be fired, and it puts a precedence. That way, other people will have. They know if they do something like that, they have an oversight committee that can look into it.
Absolutely. For sure. But we're not going to have any of those shenanigans on our exciting fight
No,
for
listen,
August
listen. I'm going to tell you
8th.
something about our TnK and our referees and judges in Florida. Now, I've done amazing shows with amazing talents that raised us the opportunity to fight in our shows. They chose us and for their platform to show their talents. We had fighters that lost fights that they thought that was going to win. We had fighters that had draws, and some of them, stepped up to the plate and want the rematch, and other people, they sit back and complain and think it was all set up. But in this sport, these young men and women put their lives on the line to entertain fans, and I just appreciate them and the hard work they put in behind the scenes. And then
Right.
we appreciate you, the social media team, behind the long hours. You guys, people don't understand the editing, the getting information, studying your craft, then to put it on a show. And people, it takes them 2 seconds to either like it or dislike it and say something negative about what you guys produce, but they will never understand the hard work you guys put. You and other social media groups, just like they would never understand the hard work. Like Armando next to me puts in the gym. They just see the night of the show and they see them fight, but they don't understand there's 2-3 months of hard work and training and sacrificing they do to show their talents in one night.
Absolutely. And I'm glad that you guys behind the scenes, you have such tremendous hard work that you have to do and dedication to make sure that these fights go off, and not, not to mention any sabotage that goes on with trying to secure, opponents and different things like that. So we have to give you appreciation as well for making sure that these fighters in our area are
Oh,
getting to
I
fight.
tell you, I couldn't do it without my wife. I couldn't do it without Joey and everybody that supports the team behind the scenes that people don't see. Plant City Boxing, Jason, our worker Mike Steele, you guys behind the scenes that you guys do a lot for to make this company be known nationally. There's a lot of people behind the scenes that do this coach style, and but we couldn't do it without you guys. And
Right.
we just appreciate the opportunity. And I think August 28th, you guys will have an amazing night. And we look forward to entertaining the crowd. We're going to have a special performance by a schoolboy, former NBA champion,
Right.
at halftime. So, we're gonna entertain our fans not only with fighting, but we also with music talent. And just come out and enjoy yourselves. You know what I'm saying? Have a wonderful night. GA tickets are only $60 for a 4 hour show. Um, you're not gonna beat it. This is not television. These guys are out here to box and win, and they're out here to prove themselves.
All right. Well, we thank you, Armando. We look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks. And I'm pretty sure you're gonna leave with that trophy again, man. I mean, now you got all your fellow TnK boxers trying to gun for your status, as the fight of the night at this point. So I mean, I know you're gonna put on a great boxing clinic for us and show us some effective aggressiveness. So we look forward to seeing that.
Right.
Yes. Can you tell the fans where we can find you at?
Y'all can find me at Aguilar Boxing Club on Facebook and Instagram. My coach keeps
Okay.
posting me and all the other fighters as well.
So, coach is doing your job.
My coach actually be the one doing all the social media stuff. I don't really like that type of stuff, to be honest. I'm with the just
You old
yeah,
school,
for real.
huh?
I just
You
like
an
the
old soul then.
yeah. If it was up to me, I'd just post a poster up at the taqueria over there in Juanita. That's all.
All right. Hey, shout out to them too. Where are you guys at tonight?
Right.
Is this one of your sponsor spots?
Nah, we're actually at Hooters right now. Me and Tito ended up meet them halfway, and everybody else on my other team with me. They're all here. I'm pretty
All
sure you can't see it
right.
because we're in a dark area.
Okay, well, shout out to Hooters. I mean, they do got some good food. I love their wings. And hey, maybe they can be a sponsor because they've been seen by 110,000 people right now, if not more. So
Yeah.
they should be a sponsor for sure.
I thought I saw who the girl walk by in
You
the back.
thought you saw it?
Yeah.
You always seeing the chick now. He can spot out a good. You see him with the ring girl, so you know he can pinpoint
I thought I saw one walking in
Hooters.
the back.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, what am I gonna do with you? All right, so TnK Boxing Promotions, Tito, we thank you as well. You guys, we thank you so much for your support. And the date again, guys, is August 28th. That's a Saturday night. And we're going to be looking at Armando Moran. All or nothing. Boy, baby. Make sure you get those tickets. We're going to have a great time as usual. Thank you guys so much.
Thank y'all. I appreciate everybody. Thank everybody who's watching this. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for all the support.
Most definitely, Armando. Good luck, brother, next week.
Absolutely.
Thank y'all. I see y'all the day of the wins.
Most def.
For sure.
All right, then. Bye, y'all. Have a good night.
Hey, you too, brother.
All right, so that was Armando Moran with TnK's owner, Tito Jesus Escalera. And we appreciate them so much. That's our boxing fam here in Tampa Bay. Wow, we got some great news tonight, though. I mean, that was a lot of like exclusivity. I mean, we got Finesse Graham on the card.
Yeah.
Armando Moran in a rematch.
Right.
Antonio Tarver Jr.
A lot of action, y'all. A lot of action.
Cruz versus Tommy Samurai.
Yeah.
Wow, and he said 13 bouts, by the way. I mean, that's a lot for your money when you think about it.
A lot of action.
Yes. So we're going to let you go tonight. We didn't get to go through all of our hot topics. Emilio, I guess I'll ask you if there was anything besides the Spence fight this week that caught your eye.
Well, you got Virgil Ortiz fighting this weekend.
Absolutely. And I can't wait to see that fight. Who you got, though?
And he's fighting what's the
Mean
Machine.
Machine.
The dude that fought Terrence Crawford.
Yes.
And knocked Terrence Crawford down. So
who you got?
A tough dude, man. I'm gonna go with the young Virgil Ortiz, but hey, it's gonna be a nice test for him, kind of a measuring stick to see how he do. And with Terrence Crawford, if he can get this guy out of there quicker than Terrence Crawford, it's a measuring stick fight, but it's gonna be a good fight. And we got Rigondeaux.
That's right. We got Rigondeaux against Casemiro, and that's going to be a huge fighter at bantamweight.
Right.
I mean, this man is gone down to 118 now. I mean, what can you say about that? That's just like wow, you know. So we have to see how he's going to be punching, and if he's able to deal with that, you know, really aggressive style that Casemiro has.
I have to go back to when I was 13 to make that weight. 118. Man.
I don't want to talk about it. Listen, I don't even want to talk about it.
Wow. But they bring a lot of action and punches, so that's going to be a good fight right there.
Absolutely. So make sure you watch both of those fights. The Ortiz fight versus Mean Machine is going to be on DAZN. And then we also have Rigondeaux versus Casemiro. And that's going down on, is it Fox?
Oh man,
I'm not sure.
I think the Ortiz fight is on DAZN, so that fight might be on Fox.
It's a Premier Boxing Championship fight. So you gotta stay tuned and look forward to seeing that as well. Normally he's on Showtime, I think, so it could possibly be Showtime as well. But we'll have all the details on our PlayHouse page. Right. We got the www.boxingplayhouse.com. You can also follow us on YouTube on our Boxing Playhouse YouTube channel, and then you also can catch us on Facebook Live, and you can also follow us on Instagram and TikTok, baby. TikTok.
The next week is Fight Week in Vegas with Pacquiao and the new opponent Ugas. So hey, it's a lot of boxing to look forward to, y'all.
You realize on TikTok you're like the star of TikTok right now.
Am I? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I got Louis. Louis putting together some videos for TikTok, and you and the Ring Girl seem to just keep popping up. I don't know how this happens.
Louis know me.
Yeah, putting you with
big ups to Louis.
Big ups to Louis. He's been putting us putting great music, different soundtracks to it, including our own theme songs. Right. So we want to thank him. Appreciate and we also want to thank Brittany.
Brittany Mingo.
Yes, Brittany Mingo. She is also in her studio tonight helping us with our live stream.
Happy belated birthday. She celebrated her birthday a couple days ago. So
a happy birthday.
Happy belated
birthday to Brittany. And of course, Socorro A. and Emilio Santana will be here next week for you on Thursday at 8 p.m. We look forward to seeing you then. Take care.